This is Libby, and I'm going to be talking about Hippocrates and his role in medicine in medieval England today. So in medieval society, people thought that illnesses were caused by natural and supernatural causes. Two famous physicians, or doctors, were credited with a lot of the theories of medieval medicine. These were Hippocrates and Galen. Hippocrates was born in 460 BC and lived in ancient Greece. He advocated or supported using natural treatments to treat diseases and developed lots of theories about medicine. These included clinical observation, the four humours theory, and the Hippocratic Oath. Hippocrates invented the idea of clinical observation. This involved a doctor being objective or independent and using observation and logic to deduce what was wrong with a patient. A doctor should examine and monitor a patient's symptoms to diagnose their disease or illness. Doctors today take the Hippocratic Oath, and this binds them to keep a set of ethical standards to treat their patients well. Hippocrates also developed the theory of the four humours. To be healthy, the ancient Greeks believed that a person needed to have balanced humours. People got diseases if they had too much or too little of one of these humours. So, to recap on what we've just learned, the following clinical observations. So we know that invented the idea of clinical observation. We know that a doctor should examine and monitor a patient's symptoms to diagnose their illness, and that clinical observation involves a doctor being objective or independent. So Hippocrates thought that the best way to get humours of the four humours theory back into balance was bleeding or purging. This is similar to the purging, vomiting, and bloodletting that the ancient Egyptians thought would unblock the body's channels. Each humour was related to different seasons, elements, and organs. The first humour is phlegm. Phlegm was related to winter and water. The ancient Greeks believed phlegm was produced in the brain and the lungs, and phlegm was considered cold and wet. To remedy a phlegm imbalance, doctors suggested breathing steam or eating vegetables filled with water. The second humour is black bile. Black bile was related to autumn and earth. The ancient Greeks believed black bile was produced in the gallbladder, and black bile was considered cold and dry. To remedy a black bile imbalance, doctors gave laxatives and suggested eating more vegetables. The third humour is blood. Blood was related to spring and air. The ancient Greeks believed blood was produced in the liver, and blood was considered hot and wet. To remedy a blood imbalance, doctors used bloodletting or suggested eating red meat and drinking red wine. And the final humour is yellow bile. Yellow bile was related to summer and fire. The ancient Greeks believed bile was produced in the spleen, and yellow bile was considered hot and dry. To remedy the yellow bile imbalance, doctors forced patients to throw up or change their diet. So we know from what we've just learned that black bile was considered cold and dry, whilst yellow bile was hot and dry. We also know that ancient Greeks believed black bile was produced in the gallbladder, and that ancient Greeks believed bile was produced in the spleen. So remember that Hippocrates developed the four humours theory. And to recap on the Hippocratic Oath, Hippocrates, who was born in 460 BC, lived in ancient Greece. He advocated using natural treatments to treat diseases and developed lots of theories about medicine. Doctors today still take the Hippocratic Oath, which ensures that doctors are reaching the right ethical standards. So, in order to be healthy, the ancient Greeks believed that a person needed to have balanced humours of the four humours that we've discussed. And people got diseases if they had too much or too little of a humour. So, to recap Hippocrates' key contributions, we know that they were the four humours theory, clinical observation, and the Hippocratic Oath. And if we want to match each element to each humour, we know that blood is matched to air, phlegm is matched to water, black bile is matched to earth, and yellow bile is matched to fire. And in medieval society, people thought that illnesses were caused by natural and supernatural causes. Okay, so that's all with Hippocrates for today. Thank you for listening.